Fishing fan, this is Will and I'm with my buddy Alex. Today we're targeting trout, wiper, which is a striper and a white bass hybrid mix. We also have walleye out here that we're going to try to grab hold to, and we have some crappie and some jumbo perch. So we're at a local lake that's in downtown Colorado Springs. It's a beautiful day, it's pretty clear. Just take a look at that shot right there. And my buddy's already managed to get one little rainbow trout. So we're gonna give it a good shot, and I'll see you in a bit. So I'm gonna be using Strike King shad crankbait, square bill, and try to see if I can pick up some of these wiper. We're also using minnows. We have leeches to try to use for the walleye that are in here. So it's a little late in the morning, so I don't know if we'll be able to catch any walleye, but we'll try. Alright, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to be rigging up here. The float's not working with the minnows, so I have another little trick. It's worked here before, and that's using a pink floating jig head. And that's what that looks like. And it literally just floats. So we're just going to tie this on. I leave about maybe 2 feet, 2.5 feet of leader from the sinker, and this works great for walleye, bass, catfish. I mean, I've caught all kinds of species doing it this way, especially if it's a windy day and your float is blowing your bait across the water. This works out pretty well to keep your bait in one place. Not here. So, and let me just show you the rig I'm using. So this is a Berkley Cherrywood HD rod, and it is a 6'6" medium spinning rod, and I'm using 6-pound test fluorocarbon. Yeah, so just a basic setup here and a pinch weight. So, and there's our leeches, which, you know, if you ask some of my friends, I don't touch them barehanded. I'll pick up snakes, I will pick up tarantulas. I do not fool with leeches. So I'm gonna just use a Walmart plastic bag to bait my jig when it comes time to do it. But for now, I'm just gonna rig it with a minnow. So we've got just medium-sized minnows here, and you're just gonna hook it. Just through the lips there, just like that, and cast it out and set it on the bottom. So what I do is I leave a little bit of slack. Don't know if the camera's picking up my line there. I leave a little bit of slack, and once I see it moving, then I'll set the hook. You can keep your line tight. I tend, using this method, there's a lot of algae and grass in the bottom, and I tend to miss more fish if I have the line too tight. So I'd rather the fish move off with the lure or bait, and I'll just watch for the line to move and then set the hook.
Yep. Second catch of the day. Well, I'll take that one.
Nice. Rainbow trout. Nice. It's getting tight, line's starting to move. Let's see what we got. Do I have them? Do I have them? I think I do. Oh, I missed them. Missed them. Yeah, he got, oh, he didn't get the minnow. So, let's cast him back out there. Let's see, hold on, let's see if he's got bite marks. But sometimes, if it's a walleye, they'll have teeth marks on them. So that might have been a trout that tried to take it. But we'll get it back out there and try again. Huh? Yeah. Nice little rainbow. Definitely. Alright. Off the minnow. Alright, fishing fans, so we switched spots again. I'm back at the same place that was in my last two videos. That last place kind of sucked, so right now I'm going to be trying this Blue Fox little spinner here at this pond, and try to help my friend catch some fish for dinner, and so we'll see what happens. This one seems like I have to troll at a faster speed, and this is not really the pond for it, so I'm gonna switch this up. Fam, so I want to show you this technique that I don't really like to use. It's very effective because I do like to catch and release most of my fish. Today I'm keeping fish for dinner, so I'm actually using this technique. This technique tends, when nothing else works, it tends to work for me when all else fails, like the lures, for whatever reason, that they're off the bite. But I'll show you why I don't like to use it all the time. So what I got right now is just a little pinch weight. Got a little algae on there. A little pinch weight and a little brass egg hook. That's all I'm really using. And I have a variety of colors of power bait. So I like to use chartreuse is my #1 color that I use. I've been using it for about 20 plus years. Sometimes I use the fireball. This tends to sink, but if the fish are feeding on the surface, I'll sometimes use that with a float. And then, you know, it's different types. This is you can actually use this several times if the fish don't take it all completely off your hook. But these dough baits, they float. And so what happens is with this split shot, it sits on the bottom, and you just place the dough bait and cover up your hook, and this floats above your weed bed. And so as the fish cruise along, they'll see that, and kind of like what I was showing you earlier, where I leave a little slack in the line. I don't like to do that all the time, simply because if the fish swallows the hook, and you set the hook and you don't want to keep the fish, trout are very sensitive and they tend to die very easy. So if you're going to catch, you plan on catch and release, I don't recommend this technique, simply because there's a big chance that you're going to just kill the fish. If you just throw it back, it will swim off, but most of the time you'll find them floating upside down within a few minutes. So but if you plan on keeping fish, or you plan on, if you don't like to eat fish and you just want to keep the fish to give to someone else, then go for it. But personally, I like to leave the fish. If I release them, I want them to live. And but today we were planning on doing fish and grease, so I think I'm gonna try this pink color. So the last one I just caught was off the chartreuse, and I use sometimes chartreuse and garlic. I use chartreuse and sparkles, chartreuse and swirls. There's all kinds of different colors that you can use. Purple doesn't work that great. White doesn't work that great, in my experience. So I stick to either orange, chartreuse, pink, and orange. These are the colors that I plan on using, and I've been using for years. So. And this is all I do. I just put the hook in there like that, turn it around, I try to bury the hook just like that. And I leave about 2 feet a leader, depending on how much grass. This pond here has a whole lot of grass, and so I'll leave about maybe 2.5 feet worth of leader. And yeah, so let's see. So I've cast out, I have a little slack in my line, and I'm actually just going to take the slack up. Simply because, just in case this is a really small trout, I don't want to risk it getting swallowing the bait and getting hooked in the gut. So I just keep it a little bit tighter. What tends to happen is when the fish are really finicky, they were actually, and you can see this in really clear water, they were actually grab the bait and swim off with it. And if the water's clear enough, you'll actually see that they're just simply holding it in their mouth. They haven't actually taken the bait. So a lot of times, people see that they got a strike and they go to set the hook and they miss it, simply because they're just simply holding it in the front of their mouth, and they hadn't actually taken it inside their mouth yet. So I'm trying the pink power bait. My buddy Alex is trying the green chartreuse, and we'll just see which ones they want. I did catch this one that's right below me, on the green chartreuse color, and as you can see, he's not doing so well, simply because he swallowed the bait. I was trying to turn the camera on, and during that time of me moving to the camera, it had already swallowed the hook pretty deep. So, but we plan on taking them home and cooking them up. There we go. Another nice trout. So I don't know if you can see that where the actual hook is. I waited a little long to set the hook, and it's back down in its mouth. And so if I were to just rip that hook out and throw it back, this trout would just die. So, but as I said earlier, we're harvesting these for dinner, and this is gonna make a nice dish. All right, so hopefully you can see this. I want to show you the process. So I'm going to try to gently grab the hook and spin it out backwards without, and there's the hook, and we're just going to put him on a stringer. Oh, you see that? It almost took the rod off the sinking deck. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, this is a good one. Good one. Yeah, I mean, so that's Alex with the last fish. That sets our limit to 8. It's gonna be some good eating, y'all. Fans, that's going to do it for this one. Today we fished hard. We didn't catch any walleye or crappie or bass or anything like that, but all we caught was trout. We fished 2 different places. We caught our limit in trout, so we're going to have a nice little fish fry later on. In the future, I'm going to start doing catch, clean, and cook. So go ahead and smash that like button for outdoor greatness. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, fish every lake, river, and ocean, and we will see you on the next one.